In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college football games happening on November 2nd, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college football games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. TCU versus Texas Tech. On November 2nd, TCU will embark on a road clash with Texas Tech. The Horned Frogs find themselves at a middling 4-4 this season, having dropped 3 of their last 4 games. The Red Raiders, on the other hand, hold a 3-5 record and are dealing with back-to-back losses. Both TCU and Texas Tech are in dire need of victories, but injuries have cast a shadow over both teams this season. The TCU Horned Frogs enter this matchup following a bye week, but previously suffered a crushing 41-3 defeat at the hands of Kansas State, relegating them to a 4-4 season record. Chandler Morris, their star quarterback, has amassed 1,513 yards through the air, throwing 12 touchdowns and 5 interceptions with a completion rate of 65.8%. Josh Hoover has contributed 795 passing yards, 6 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions, completing 59.3% of his passes. The ground game is spearheaded by Imani Bailey, boasting 851 rushing yards and a pair of touchdowns. J.P. Richardson leads the receiving corps with 420 yards on 30 receptions, including 2 touchdowns. Additionally, Savion Williams and Warren Thompson have both tallied over 200 receiving yards, while 8 other TCU receivers have each exceeded 100 receiving yards this season. Defensively, Nnamdi Obiazer leads the charge with 65 total tackles and 3 sacks, and Paul Oywell has contributed 3 sacks of his own. In total, TCU's defense has managed 20 sacks and 6 interceptions this season. The Texas Tech Red Raiders head into this game with the benefit of a bye week as well, following a second consecutive loss to Brigham Young University, culminating in a 27-14 score and dropping their season record to 3-5. Quarterback performances have been inconsistent, with Tyler Show accumulating 746 passing yards, 7 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions at a 60.4% completion rate. Baron Morton has been instrumental, throwing for 696 yards, 8 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions with a 57.1% completion rate. Jake Strong has added 409 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions with a 53.8% completion rate this season. Taj Brooks spearheads the ground game with 891 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns, while Miles Price is the primary receiver with 33 receptions for 331 yards and 4 touchdowns. Jaron Bradley and Xavier White have each tallied over 300 receiving yards, with another 4 Red Raiders accumulating over 100 receiving yards this season. On the defensive front, Ben Roberts leads with 66 total tackles. Miles Cole has garnered a team-high 3.5 sacks, and Jalen Hutchings and Steve Linton have contributed 3 sacks each. Malik Dunlap has shone with a team-high 3 interceptions this season. This matchup finds Texas Tech and TCU in close parity, both grappling with tough losses and quarterback injury woes. However, the edge may sway towards the Red Raiders due to the probable return of Baron Morton to their lineup. Morton has proven to be a key addition, and the team's performance suffered in his absence during recent games. Furthermore, Texas Tech boasts a formidable running game, with Brooks averaging over 5 yards per carry. TCU, conversely, struggles in defending against the run, currently ranking 79th in the nation. TCU's challenge will be compounded by the absence of their starting quarterback. With Morton likely to return and representing the best option for Texas Tech at the helm, TCU's strong offense may face difficulties on the road, especially given their recent struggles away from home. Although TCU secured a notable victory against Brigham Young University with a score of 44-11, the Kansas State defeat was a significant setback. On the other hand, Texas Tech is running out of opportunities to secure bowl eligibility, needing to win 3 of their next 4 games. Neither of these teams enjoys full confidence, but Morton's performances when healthy have shown promise. As such, Texas Tech holds the edge. So the Texas Tech to win and cover the spreads as favorites is our full game side pick. Both TCU and Texas Tech find themselves without their starting quarterbacks, and their games this season have predominantly ended with scores below the expected total. TCU has gone under the total in 6 out of their 8 games this season, and Texas Tech has done the same in 5 of their 8. Given that backup offensive players are expected to feature prominently, a low-scoring game is anticipated. Unlike the typical high-scoring Big 12 conference games, this matchup is more likely to result in an unusually low score. The under is supported by a combined record of 11-5 between these two teams, making it the favored choice for the full game total pick. Expect a surprisingly low-scoring Big 12 contest. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Wake Forest versus Duke. Thursday night lights will illuminate the Atlantic Coast Conference as 2 of its founding institutions, Wake Forest and Duke, collide at Duke. The Wake Forest Demon Deacons enter the contest with a 4-4 overall record, but a challenging 1-4 in Atlantic Coast Conference play. Their adversaries, the Duke Blue Devils, have a 5-3 record but have faced 2 consecutive conference losses. Something has to give as these historic rivals meet on Tobacco Road. Wake Forest's offense has been lukewarm recently. After opening the season with 3 straight games of 27 or more points, they failed to exceed 21 points in their next 4 games, resulting in a 1-3 record during that period. Over their first 7 games, the Demon Deacons averaged 23 points per game and scored a total of 18 touchdowns. In their recent game against Florida State, the Deacons struggled, trailing 34-7 in the first half and ultimately losing 41-16. Quarterback Mitch Griffey's posted a mere 82 yards with 6 completions, and Jamal Banks led the receiving efforts with 43 yards from 4 catches. Justice Ellison contributed 77 rushing yards on 10 carries. Duke initiated the season with solid point totals, securing 28 or more points in their first 4 games. However, they faced formidable opponents in their subsequent encounters. Over their first 7 games, the Blue Devils averaged just under 30 points per game with a well-balanced offensive approach that included 1,213 passing yards and 1,388 rushing yards. In their recent clash with Louisville, Duke fell behind 14-0 after the first quarter, ultimately suffering a challenging 23-0 loss. Quarterback Riley Leonard recorded 121 passing yards and an interception, while Jordan Waters led the rushing attack with just 23 yards. Jordan Moore had a decent performance, catching 6 passes for 92 yards. Although both teams suffered significant losses last weekend, this matchup still promises to be competitive. Duke had defensive struggles against Louisville, conceding substantial rushing yards and allowing 20 first downs. However, they managed to contain the Cardinals by limiting them to just 2 of 10 third down conversions. Duke's offensive performance has been below par, scoring 24 points or less in each of their last 4 games. They must find a way to reach the end zone, and this game provides an opportunity for redemption. Wake Forest had a difficult time against Florida State, surrendering 508 yards. Their offense has scored 21 or fewer points in 5 consecutive games and is expected to face challenges against Duke's defense. Duke's head coach, Mike Elcho, has been instrumental in building the program, and Duke appears just below the top 25 tier in college football. Their record stands at 4-0 against below-average teams this season, but 1-3 against top 25 opponents. Leonard's injury had a significant impact on their performance, and with his name absent from the injury report, Duke's prospects are brighter. With a healthy Leonard under center, Duke is positioned to regain their offensive prowess. Duke seems to be the stronger team this season, especially with a healthy Leonard. Wake Forest has struggled offensively and displayed vulnerability to the pass. Duke's offense has the potential to bounce back, and Leonard has proven his ability to make crucial plays. Waters' explosiveness in the running game should bolster their offensive drive. Duke's 31st-ranked defense is expected to capitalize on the error-prone Demon Deacons, resulting in several short field opportunities following turnovers. So the Duke Blue Devils to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Both teams have encountered offensive difficulties of late, and it's challenging to envision sustained offensive success for the Demon Deacons, given Duke's proficiency in the red zone and on third downs. Wake Forest has struggled on third down attempts and tends to commit turnovers, which could stall drives at crucial moments. The last 6 Wake Forest road games have fallen short of the expected total, and this game is likely to follow suit. Anticipate a game marked by robust defense and limited offensive output. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. South Alabama versus Troy. Thursday evening marks a Sun Belt showdown as the South Alabama Trojans hit the road to take on the Troy Trojans. South Alabama seeks redemption following a 33-20 home loss to the Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns, while Troy rides a 5-game winning streak, including a 31-13 road victory over the Texas State Bobcats. Troy enters this clash with a commendable 6-2 record and impressive performance in their recent match against Texas State. They tallied 31 points, securing an easy win. Quarterback Gunnar Watson showcased his skills by completing 26 of 40 passes for 392 yards and 3 touchdowns. Jabber Barber also had a strong game with 10 catches for 160 yards and a touchdown. On average this season, Troy's offense scores 27 points, while their defense concedes only 17 points per game. The offense ranks 71st in the league, and the defense ranks 17th. Watson has thrown for 2,158 yards, 14 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions this season. South Alabama, with a 4-4 overall record, enters this game with inconsistency. In their last encounter against Louisiana, they managed to score 20 points but fell short by 13 points. Quarterback Carter Bradley completed 29 of 49 passes for 381 yards, with 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. LaDamian Webb contributed 96 rushing yards and 1 touchdown with 16 carries. South Alabama's offense averages 33.5 points, and their defense allows 21 points per game, placing them 31st and 40th, respectively, in the rankings. Troy enters the game on a hot streak, having secured 5 consecutive wins and emerging victorious in 3 of their last 4 home games. They have been performing well offensively, scoring at least 27 points in 3 of their last 4 games. Troy possesses a potent passing game and an effective running game. South Alabama has typically been strong against the run but has faced recent struggles, conceding over 200 rushing yards in their last game. This suggests that Troy is likely to rely on their ground game against the Jaguars. South Alabama has lost 3 of their last 5 games, but despite the slump, they have been performing well offensively, averaging over 30 points per game during that period. They boast one of the best passing games in the country and a solid ground game. Unfortunately for them, Troy's defense is a formidable opponent, limiting opponents to under 60 rushing yards per game at home. Additionally, they excel in pass defense, holding their last 3 opponents to under 200 passing yards per game. Their proficiency in pressuring the quarterback is evident, averaging 4 sacks per game in their last 3 matches. They are also adept at forcing turnovers, averaging more than 2 takeaways in their recent 3 games. Moreover, they haven't allowed more than 13 points in 4 consecutive games, indicating that they are likely to contain South Alabama's offense. Carter Bentley's availability is questionable due to a knee injury, and the odds indicate he may not play. Regardless, Troy is riding high with 5 consecutive wins, and their top 25 defense is impressive across the board. A hobbled Bentley or freshman Gio Lopez would face a challenging road game against these Trojans. Statistically, Troy holds the advantage, especially on the defensive front. South Alabama's offense, which may miss key players due to injury, is poised to struggle against Troy's defense, which has allowed only an average of 301 total yards per game. With Troy's quarterback Gunnar Watson boasting a low interception rate, they have an edge in the turnover department, which could prove crucial. Combine this with the home field advantage for the Trojans, which has been particularly reliable, and it's clear why they are the favorites, both statistically and situationally. The Troy Trojans are in excellent form and should have a productive game at home against a South Alabama team grappling with quarterback issues. So the Troy Trojans to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Jaguars average 33 points per game, including 32 points per game on the road. However, in their last 3 games against the Trojans, they average just 10 points per game. Given that Troy concedes an average of 18 points per game at home, the Jaguars are likely to fall short of their average in this match. The Trojans average 27 points per game, with a home average of 31.5 points per game. In their recent 3 meetings with the Jaguars, the Trojans averaged 23 points per game. 3 out of their last 4 encounters have seen the Jaguars and Trojans playing below the total, with South Alabama giving up an average of 20.5 points per game on the road. The Trojans are unlikely to score enough points to push the total above. Expect a game characterized by robust defense and limited offensive output. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.